How's it going? It's also now back with an all new video, and today we're again back on Fortnite. Now someone asked me that I should show up on what are the best settings of Fortnite. I mean, what are the things what you can use to improve performance. Now these are all for PS4, Xbox and PC settings that are recommended, and with these your Fortnite is gonna be smooth. Now what Fortnite setting actually does is tinker your visuals and prioritize your graphical quality and smoother performance. Now if you go on with these things like multiplayer games like Fortnite, where performance is the king, I literally mean performance and ping. Why performance is the king? Because if you don't get very good performance and the guy in front of you is playing with you or who's playing against you, if you don't get anything in front of him, what are you gonna win? Literally you could not, because it's gonna be enough for him to just take you out in a few of seconds. It doesn't really matter. So how literally you could change your Fortnite settings really easy. You just need to get to the Fortnite setting page. It would be rather on PC, Xbox or PS4. I think that you guys could literally go up to there. In PC you can go to lobby, which is the main screen, and then simply on the right hand side there would be a setting corner. Just click onto that, and similarly on PS4 and Xbox One would be the same. Talking about PC first. Now what literally is that? Optimizing Fortnite for improved performance isn't an exact science to every player hardware, but setting up texture and effect is the best thing that you can do here. Now literally you can disable the shadows and motion blur, which are widely suggested because shadows are one thing that are global in multiplayer games, and literally especially Fortnite, because it does have a lot of shadows and a lot of motion blur. Motion blur is too much, I literally think, but motion blur also provides with you a lot of advantages, and sometimes it provides you with disadvantages. Literally here the disadvantage is that every time you turn, every time you move, your screen is blurring out the exact area that are needed. So the best thing would be to shut it down. Now if you're unsure that the recommended setting would be, then here's something that you can turn up to if you're having a pretty good PC. But if you don't have a pretty good PC, I prefer you with these things. You can keep the window mode to Windows full screen, or you can check the full screen one. The display resolution could be up to you. I prefer it to be 1080p or whatever you would like. And the frame rate, you can keep it at 60 FPS, but I also prefer that you can keep it at unlimited. The viewing distance should be epic, because you want to play multiplayer, you want to see what's going around you, you want to see what's far away from you, you want to see what's coming at you and all that. The shadows, I prefer to keep them off. The anti-aliasing. Now what is anti-aliasing? I think if you're in a graphical sector, then you would pretty much know what anti-aliasing does and what is the function of anti-aliasing. But anti-aliasing is literally, if you want to create a line, it smooths out the edges. So I prefer it to be off because it takes a lot of GPU. You could take the texture to be low or medium, up to you, and similarly the effects would be low or medium. I prefer that you keep the post-processing at low, and the V-synchronization should be off. If you have a pretty good monitor with a good rate and a high performing PC, I can take that you can take the V-synchronization to be off or to be on. The motion blur, as I told you, must be off, and the show FPS, it's up to you if you want to see or check what your FPS are, but I prefer them to be off. And also at the end you can check the FPS boost video, which is given at the last of this video. Make sure that you watch this video full, because you want to get to a lot of things that I'm going to be explaining them here. Okay, window mode, I think that you guys know what it does, that it literally comes down, but window mode is sometimes helpful. The display resolution is completely up to you wherever you're supported, but coming to the frame rate, this caps the game's performance at a certain frame rate, such as 60 or 120. It's something between these two, but varying performance can be put it off. So I prefer them to be at 60, or you can set it to unlimited if your PC is really a potato, like mine. Now quality, this is the way that you can do here. Quality is something that completely is off the graphics and completely off things, but I prefer them to be adjusted according to it. As I told you, we this to be epic or far. Shadows should be off, anti-aliasing off, textures low or medium, effects low or medium, and post-processing should be absolutely low. Viewing distance, the higher it is, the more you can see. Turning down can give you a performance advantage, but only on slower devices, because in a multiplayer game you must see far. In a multiplayer game you must see what's coming at you, as I told you before. Okay, anti-aliasing, texture, effect, all that done. Now we come to resynchronization. What it does, that turning this on ensures a full frame is rendered on a screen. Sometimes it just skips it, so no screen tearing takes place. However, Doing this will cause a performance hit on your machine too, because it's gonna take a lot of GPU performance to render every single frame to coming at front of you, so I prefer it to be off. Now moving, turning, add some effects, so blur all that, and now we're gonna come up to best PS4 and Xbox Fortnite settings. Stay down, PC holders, make sure that you skip this part a bit ahead because I don't want to mess that up. You want to see a last step in this video. On consoles, I thankfully think that these settings that are coming in front of you should be pretty helpful. You can pause the video and it's going to be easy, just adjust them and that is going to be it. Now, coming to something really awesome. A boost tip about your PCs, first thing would be to measure your system requirements on the PC, the Fortnite, what it requires. It must be great. Your PC should be almost out and perfect. Now as I told you that what special could we do to boost up the FPS, literally what FPS are needed or what are the things that we can do to boost our FPS. I did say that you can use some game boosters to turn down the background services. You can also use LAN. I prefer that. You can use LAN. If you're playing on a laptop, make sure that you use an Ethernet cable to play with that. That is going to help you with a lag coming down. The last tip and one of the major tip would be to play this game in a windowed mode. I think windowed mode is not that suitable, but it sometimes really helps a lot. And if you're using full screen, make sure that you play with the black bars, not full stretched screen. Play with the black bars. It helps with plus 10 to 20 FPS. I'll literally assure you that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. These settings are something really awesome for you. These settings are going to be helping you a lot by that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sourcing out from FrostZ, signing out. Now that you watched the video, it's a perfect time to click on the subscribe button and like this video. Also, make sure to check out other videos popping in front of you.